Morning all, welcome back to another one of my videos. Apologies I've not put one out for a while. There are a few things going on here, started a new job. It's just been really hectic, and actually I'm getting home from work and now it's dark. I'm going to work and it's dark. There's not much time, only at the weekends now. So Christmas is all out of the way. It's the 2nd of January today, so we're all well past the Christmas and New Year now. So it's now cracking on with some jobs in the garden. So I thought I'd just quick update as to where I am, what my plans are so far for this year. So let's crack on. Now, one thing that really does need a good going over is the Fruitcade. It's really not in a good state. So you can see, all overgrown, the grass has come through. So this all needs pulling up. The fruit bushes are looking okay. There's a few in here. Some currants in here, they're not looking too bad. They look like they've got some buds on, so they look all right. There's this bramble though that's grown through the mesh, so that's going to be tricky getting that out. That's come across from the field on the other side, so that's going to be a delicate operation to get that out without damaging the mesh too much. But we'll see we'll see what we can do. But yeah, plenty to do, plenty to get on with. So you can see the kale's doing really well. Okay, the growth has slowed, so I'm not picking quite as much now, letting it catch up. But that's survived the frost, the cold weather. We had a week of well below zero temperatures. I mean, we were in sort of -3s and 4s for a week solid almost. Some more chard here. Again, you can see the slimy leaves. But then there is the growth coming up through the middle, so that's survived. In here I've got some sprouting broccoli. I've got one bursting out the side, and that looks all right. So that's looking quite healthy, so fingers crossed that's the rest of them all right. I did lift them the other day, just lift the fleece the other day to see how they were doing. They do seem to be all right. What I thought were cabbages in this one are actually sprouts. But not doing too well. I think sprouts for some reason got hit by something this year. There's some bugs early on, and again now some more casualties of the frost. But I mean, to be fair, lettuce isn't really frost hardy. Although saying that, there's a little bit of growth in there, so not enough for a meal, but I will pull this up though. We won't be eating it now, and there's a few other bits and pieces, but generally it just needs a good clear out and get ready for the season. And there are my raspberry canes. They don't look much at the moment, but they are bare root and they're dormant, so now's the best time to plant these. These are a variety called Joan J. They're an autumn fruiting. For me, they're easier to care for because you just cut them right back at the end of the season and they just grow up again, and cut back, grow up again, rather than having to worry about which stems to cut and which ones don't. So I'm going to give these ones a try. 1 or 2 people on YouTube say how lovely they are and how good at fruiting they are. So that's what we're having here. Okay, so that's pretty much all of them in now. I've just got this last one to plant. I'm using my phone today, so I can't film and do it at the same time, so you'll just have to take my word for it that I've just done this. This is a no-dig bed, but because the canes need to be put in a slightly deeper, I have just dug down because the ground compost here isn't that deep, so I've just dug a shallow hole to put them in, and then just covered the roots over like so. I'll try and do this one for you guys, and it's just a case of firming it down, and then all done. So that's the raspberry canes in. There's 11 here. I think either one's a double somewhere, or I've broken one of the roots off. There's a couple of bits of stick. The trouble is with these, because they look dead, you sort of pull what you think is a root, and it's actually one of the canes. So we've got 11 here instead of 12, but that doesn't matter. I mean, hopefully these will all grow really nicely and produce more. They are really good at shooting off suckers. At the allotment last time we had some autumn fruiting ones and they just went crazy in the fruit cage. So fingers crossed these will do the same. So I've come down to clean out the chickens, the girlies, and I think they're expecting something. So I think when I've finished, I'll throw in some corn. They've all come out, they're all very vocal, watching what I'm doing. Holly was looking at a fly, a little bug that just flew through the pen. They're all shut away at the moment because of bird flu, unfortunately. Seems to be getting shut away longer and longer at the moment. But they're looking healthy enough. They're laying. Considering it's the middle of winter, they are still very much laying. They're getting 2 or 3 a day. But they are quite mucky. I mean, Pearl's feet are disgusting. But as long as they're healthy, which they seem to be, that's the main thing. I know, Holly, I know. And Mellow. What are you going to say, Mellow? What do you say? What do you say? Yeah? And Hermione, what you got to say? Right, better crack on. So I've just chucked them in some corn. They're going mad for it. They do like a bit of corn. I only tend to feed it as a supplementary treat more than anything else. Apparently it gets blocks up their crops. So trying to feed it too much. But they do like it as a treat. They also, when they're stuck in here, it gives them something to dig about and poke around with. Alright, now come to the end of this bed. I've actually done more here than I was planning on. Oh, excuse the gunshots, there's a shoot going on by the sounds of things. So I've got my raspberry canes in, generally tidied up this area. I've put a little path in at the back here which will help access to the canes, and also it will help me stop the grass and stuff coming through into the beds. So yeah, that's an improvement there. Put some more bark down here, generally tidied this area up. Tidied up here, put some more bark in here. And then, oh, there's me, hello, hello. Oh dear, the sun's in the wrong place. That's better. So there was a bed here, it's a bit smaller than this. So I've dug it out, dug some plants out, weeded it all through, popped some compost in, tidied it up, and I found this log border with a pile of stuff. So I've put that in just to kind of define this area a little more. And yeah, generally quite pleased with that. Cleaned the chickens out. So I think it's now time to take the dog for a walk. But before I take the dog for a walk, I'd like to say to everybody that watches, Happy New Year. Thank you very much for watching and your support over the last year. The market garden is progressing. It's not as quickly as I'd perhaps hoped, but then, you know, there is a lot of work to do here. Really enjoying getting down into it, and it does really kind of help when you get outside. It just instantly makes you feel better. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.